All right. Hi, Virgo. How are you guys doing? I hope this reading finds you well. So, welcome to your second week of October reading. All right. So, right off the bat, I noticed that Leo got 4 of these cards actually. They got the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So it could be that your situation is closely related to a Leo's. I don't feel that you're dealing with a Leo necessarily, but I am under the impression that it could be that you have a family member that's Leo and their problems are sort of like weighing heavily on your mind right now. It could be that your child's a Leo, so you're like seeing what's going on in their life and just trying to help as best you can. But in Leo's reading, it might be beneficial for you to go watch Leo's reading. There's a lot to do with sort of Leo and their support group. So if you find yourself in the support group of a Leo, I would highly recommend going watching that reading, sort of finding out what ways you can help them just by like talking to them. But onto your reading. For your overall energy, you have the Devil card. And it's always fascinating to me to see how the Devil card is portrayed in different readings, because in other reading, or rather in decks, because in this deck the art is definitely leaning towards sort of like a sexually promiscuous devil, whereas in other decks you can see a more like violent depiction of a devil, or a more mischievous or sinister depiction. So I feel like sexuality is definitely weighing heavily on your mind right now. It could be that the person that you're dealing with now is a little bit more sort of sexually open that you're used to. I feel like for others of you, you're sort of taking back your sexuality. There could be the possibility that you sort of grew up in a really sort of, I don't want to say like sexually oppressive, but like in a household where it was frowned upon to be very openly sexual. Or it could be that you're living in a place where it's like very frowned upon to be openly sexual. That kind of stuff. I feel like you're sort of having this new beginning within yourself. And it's probably a new feeling for a lot of you guys. But I feel like that's neither here nor there. I would say my advice is be careful of the people that you're letting in your life, sort of on a sexual front and just like on a regular trust level, because when the Devil card comes up, definitely there's people with not the best intentions around your life. But moving on to the reading proper, I'm seeing the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords right next to each other, and that to me symbolizes that you're getting closer to finishing out whatever negative situation you're on. So whatever situation where you feel trapped and it's keeping you up at night, it's coming to a close. Because from the 9, all you have left is the 10, and then you have a new beginning with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords isn't in this reading. However, the Ace of Wands is. So I'm under the impression that you are taking charge of your life. And whatever it is that's got you in this Ace of Swords energy, you're taking off the blindfolds yourself with this Three of Wands. This is a very interesting Eight of Swords because other Eights of Swords have the woman depicted as being tied up, but this one shows crows actively tying her. So it could be that whatever has you in that situation where you feel bound isn't something that you yourself can entirely have control of. So I feel like that's why it's so difficult for you to escape those. And I feel like that's why you're in this Nine of Swords energy, stressing, having anxiety over it. But I definitely see in this Three of Wands, Seven of Wands, and Nine of Wands, you've definitely made your decision. Whenever I see the Three of Wands, I always think of this like 3-step decision-making process, whereas the Ace of Wands would be taking in new information and surveying the situation. The Two of Wands would be sitting down, making a game plan, and coming up with what it is that you're going to do. And then the Three of Wands is having already made your plan and also acted on it, and now you're waiting to see what the results are. So I feel like for a lot of you, you guys are in that energy, and you've already sort of made a plan and decided what you're going to do in relation to this feeling of entrapment, because you've decided what you value with the Seven of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is fighting and continuing regardless of how much you've been wounded in the past. I'm getting that for maybe like a small group of the people that watch this video, it could be that you're in a same-sex relationship, and that's why it's a little bit more complicated than just normal everyday relationships. But or I guess I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say normal everyday relationships. I feel like we all have certain conditioning, and I need to work on mine more. And nobody's perfect, and I don't think that you have to be perfect, but I think that just making a step towards working on it and making a step towards like just accepting yourself and the people around you is all that you can really ask of people. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that you're embodying right now. I feel like you're not asking the world, but you're asking like this certain baseline, and people might have like a hard time giving it to you, and you're just kind of like, okay, if we ever want to move forward, I need this. So like I was saying, with the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Swords has sort of the same vibrational energy, because the Queen of Swords is a queen who has been sort of beaten and bruised and hurt emotionally and physically many times. And the Queen of Swords has learned to rise above that. The Queen of Swords is not afraid of fighting or confronting situations. The reason she has the sword is because she's sort of this warrior princess, So she's not afraid to go into battle. And I feel like right now that's sort of the energy that you're in. It could also be that you're dealing with a Libra. So I should point out that the Justice card is the card of Libra, and the Devil card is the card of Capricorn. But with this Justice card, I feel like you feel like you've been wronged in some way, and you're sort of coming back to correct what's been wrong. And sometimes when we're wronged, we can be hurt pretty substantially, like this Queen of Swords. And I feel like right now, what it's been about sort of finding yourself amongst the pain. I feel like this week a lot of things are coming to a head, and you're in this full energy where you're sort of getting a fresh start on things. At least for whoever's watching this video and resonates with this message. But with the Three of Pentacles, I suggest work together with whatever friend group you have, support group. But I'm seeing that your new beginning is coming, and it's going to be a just new beginning, so you're going to be you're going to see what's fair for you, which I feel like you've been in a situation that's been unfair for you for too long. But thank you, Virgo. That's your weekly reading for this week of October. I hope you guys don't have a rough time of it. I hope you guys have a great time. I hope that this week is liberating for a lot of you guys. And I wish you guys the best of luck. And I hope to see you guys in your next weekly reading.